So two things I have to say, like stablecoins are disruptive, just not to the payments industry. They're disruptive to certain pockets in payments, right? They're disruptive to remittances. So if you're in the business of remitting money and, taking a lot of fees for that, that's going to be disruptive, and B2B cross-border, but nothing that touches consumer, anything international, but those are not being serviced by the networks right now.
But can they, I'm begging you, I'm begging them, okay? This is where I'd get on board the train, is if they thought it would disrupt. We always talk about the 3% fees that get charged, interchange fees. Is that an area that this could really disrupt? Because I hear that case being made by a lot of the kind of crypto bulls about stable coins.
Correct, but if you think about it, credit is they're offering a real service and you're getting points. So you kind of have to get the consumer to want to pay with stable coins. The consumer is indifferent. And when it comes to debit...
But is yield to stable coins like points are to credit cards?
Correct, but the yield is only as good as rates are. So if you believe that, we're going to get rate cuts, right, which is kind of what we're thinking, then monetizing the business of stablecoin is going to be very difficult.
What about the people who argue it's just a scale play? In other words, they take a toll, they're toll collectors, and as the stablecoin industry grows, they will just continue to kind of grow revenues and profits that way.
But it's not, and that's the interesting thing, that's the stories there, and that's why Circle, we have an underperformance Circle, that's why the stock ripped. But if you look at the USDC market cap, it literally hasn't moved since April. So there's a massive bifurcation between the story and the reality.
What's the market, about 100 billion, something like that?
$65 billion.
65, because Tether's the biggest, no?
So Tether is much bigger. But again, it's a great business right now because rates are high, but as soon as rates come down, there's going to be no business.
But look at that. I mean, well, that's a coin market cap. Coinbase, which is an exchange, effectively, is bigger than the ICE, the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. Coinbase is now larger. Coinbase, in some ways, is the largest exchange in the United States.
Yeah, and Coinbase actually...
And 95% of people that watch this show probably couldn't tell you exactly what they do.
I can't, but Coinbase...
One would hope.
I hope so.
You're
That's
the guest.
Why I'm here. Thank you. But actually, what's interesting about this is Coinbase gets the better share of revenue of USDC versus Circle.
Do they?
So they get 100% of everything that's on their platform and 50% of everything that's on Circle's platform.
Wow.
So they have a sweetheart deal.
Do you think that persists?
Yeah, they have a clause that for every deal to be renegotiated, they need to give their consent.
Wow.
So Coinbase actually has the upper hand on Circle. It's the better name when it comes to stable coins than Circle is.
Let's go back for a minute. So kind of we're talking about Circle, we're talking about how big its USDC stablecoin can get, and a lot of the enthusiasm around stablecoins also does seem to come down to everyone kind of launching their own, a Shopify, names like that. Would those involve Circle on some level, you think, or should we consider, if we start to get all these kinds of announcements, should we consider them rivals to what Circle is offering?
It's a great question. So some are, so the Fiserv stablecoin does use, but they're using two different stablecoins. They're using Circle and another one. Some are completely proprietary, like the PayPal one. The way we view this is there's going to be a lot of stablecoins, and they're going to be interchangeable. And the only reason for that is because it's just $1. So you can swap USDC with Tether or Tether with USDC at some point. It's just $1 for $1.
Are you even going to